The movie begins at a beach where a woman uses her telescope to enjoy the view around her and watch the birds. Suddenly she notices a large black dog rushing toward her, appearing out of nowhere. Frightened for her life, the woman attempts to run away to the lighthouse, but the dog gets to her before she can get the door open. The scene immediately changes and we're taken to 4 months later when a group of people gathered around for a funeral. After the ceremony, a man and woman are heading back home and discussing the estranged relationship the man had with his father. Suddenly, the man notices a car heading directly towards them, forcing them to swerve out of the road and causing a horrible accident. After the death of the couple who had left behind their only son, Jonas, the now orphaned boy cries on his parents' grave, and friends and family console him. During the wake, Jonas tells his friend Nina that he'll go live with his aunt and that he's moving away. While they're conversing, Jonas's father, Frederick, approaches them and introduces himself to Nina. He then offers his condolences to Jonas and expresses his interest in the young man to come stay with him. Once Frederick walks away, Jonas and Nina share a smile, happy that Jonas won't be forced to move away. A year later, Jonas has gotten over his grief of his family and is riding his bike with Nina and their friend Jewel. The group finally arrives at their school where they join up with Florian, who takes Jonas to sit with him. A few minutes later, a new teacher walks into their class and takes them out for a walk on the beach. She then introduced herself as Helena and told them she would be replacing their teacher who had a rough accident. Although Helena seemed nice enough, Nina doesn't seem to like their new teacher and decides to give her a hard time. Later, Helena approaches Jonas's group and asks them to give her a hand with something later. Jonas, Florian, and Nina head over to Helena's house after class and begin helping her with her wardrobe. While the men help Helena upstairs, Nina begins to work on the floor of the stairs and wanders to the closet to find something cut the wood in. While looking around inside, Nina is startled by Helena, who confronts her about eavesdropping. After giving Nina the cutting board, Helena leaves Nina to continue her work while she returns to the boys. Jealous that the boys are spending time with Helena, Nina cuts herself in the leg and makes it seem like an accident, urging the boys to take her to get some help. After she had her wound treated, Nina and Jonas sat on the porch of Nina's house, sharing a beer. Although she always had seemed fine about the whole thing, Helena seemed upset that Nina had ruined her day with Jonas. Later that night, a strange secret is revealed when Helena's sitting in front of her dining table, where dozens of pictures showing Jonas are displayed on the table. With an angry expression, Helena gathers all of the pictures and throws them into the sink, lighting them all on fire. The following morning, Jonas is going on his regular run when he runs into Helena, who seems like she's doing the same. Looking concerned, Helena asks about Nina's well-being, and is glad when she hears that she's going to be just fine. She then asks him if Nina is his girlfriend, but Jonas shyly answers that he isn't sure yet. Later that day, Helena gives her students an assignment, telling them to write a poem matching a famous author. After class, Nina comes over to Jonas's house asking for help with the assignment, and he happily agrees to work with her. It's obvious that Nina and Jonas have a crush on each other, but they're too afraid to admit it. While they're working on the assignment, Jonas and Nina are approached by Frederick, who invites them inside for dinner. During their meal, Frederick asks them about the poem and is surprised when he hears that Jonas's father wanted to be a writer as well. Complimenting Jonas, Nina takes out the poem Jonas had written and shows Frederick, who's truly surprised by his grandson's skills. The following day, Jonas presents his assignment to the class and seems to catch Helena by surprise. After class is over, Helena asks him to stay back and compliments him on his work. She then suggests that he show her more of his work and promises to give him her honest opinion. Feeling confident about what his teacher had said, Jonas decides to bring more of his writings over to Helena's house and decides to leave it in her mailbox, unaware that she was looking at him from afar. When she notices that he's about to leave, Helena calls out to him and invites him inside. Telling him that she needs to change out of her gardening clothes, Helena makes sure that her closet door is open, giving Jonas a sneak peek of her naked body. After settling in with some wine, Helena begins to read Jonas's work and becomes teary-eyed. After sharing an intimate moment, the two begin to kiss, Helena seducing the young boy into sleeping with her. After their intimate moment the previous night, Jonas feels strange about running into Helena on their bike ride to school. When he expresses his feelings, Helena assures him that even though she was his teacher, the two are adults and tells him they can do what they want. At school, Nina and Jonas's other friends notice the closeness he has with Helena, making them feel jealous. After class, Nina stays behind and confesses to Helen that the poem she submitted was Jonas's work. She attempts to make it seem like she and Jonas were together, so Helena would stay away from him. But their teacher doesn't seem to mind. After the unsuccessful conversation, Nina and Jonas head over to his parents' house, which had been left untouched after he had moved in with Frederick. While they're cleaning up, Jonas expresses his interest in selling the place, but Nina advises him to take some time. When Jonas begins sharing stories from his childhood, he and Nina share an intimate moment as she hugs him. Suddenly, the two begin to kiss, and Nina promises Jonas that although he's scared of losing her, she'll never abandon him. Several days later, students and teachers are invited to a school event where Frederick, who was also the principal of the school, is giving a speech. During his announcement, Frederick catches sight of Helena and suddenly collapses. Shocked at what happened, Jonas rushes over to his grandfather and helps him up. Later that night, Nina is staying with Jonas while he takes care of his grandfather, and she mentions that she'd seen Frederick and Helena stare at each other before the old man collapsed. Although she's adamant about what she'd seen, Jonas has a hard time believing her, causing her to run out of his house in anger. After Nina had left, Jonas went to sleep and got a strange surprise from Helena, who had snuck into his room completely naked. Before he knew what was happening, Helena initiated a sexual act with him, distracting him from what was happening. The following morning, Helena quickly gets dressed before Jonas wakes up and sneaks out of his house, unaware that Nina had seen her leave. Angry about what she had just witnessed, Nina leaves a package that she had brought for Jonas and walks away. Upset with Jonas's betrayal, Nina tells her friend Jewel about Jonas and Helena, explaining that he had kissed her the day before. Meanwhile, Jonas wakes up late to school and rushes to leave when he sees his grandfather sitting on the dining table. Seeming worried, Frederick tells Jonas that he would rather Jonas stay home today, but Jonas refuses. He attempts to confront Frederick about what Nina told him, but his grandfather denies the whole thing. Feeling a growing suspicion about Helena, Nina decides to do research by going through the old yearbooks and discovers who Helena's real identity is. While staring at the picture, Nina's startled by Helena, who begins to choke on the young girl's neck. A few minutes later, Helena hears Jonas's voice as he calls out for Nina, unaware that Helena has already murdered her. Quickly heading out, Helena tells Jonas that she hasn't seen Nina anywhere, and drives him away. She then covers up the dead woman with a curtain and hides her under the school shelf to give her enough time to think of a way to remove the evidence. She then gets some duct tape and strings and ties up the body, making sure that no one has seen the act. After hiding the body in her car, Helena makes sure to take Nina's bike to make sure no one can connect the dots. She then drags Nina's body to the beach and leaves her, hoping no one will find her. After the incident, Helena goes home and is surprised to see Frederick approaching her house, but she refuses to open the door for him, pretending like she isn't there. That night, Jonas goes home and attempts to contact Nina, but he's unable to reach her. Worried about his friend, Jonas calls Helena and asks her to come over, informing her about his missing friend. When she arrives, Helena tells Jonas that Nina is jealous of them. Hoping to calm him down, Helena pours them wine and hands him a glass. Once he seemed calm, Helena suggested that they should end their relationship, telling him that they were going to be friends moving forward. Before she could leave, Jonas changes his mind, and the two end up sleeping together. After their night of passion, Jonas goes home and is confronted by his grandfather, who makes it obvious that he knows what Jonas is doing. Refusing to listen to the old man, Jonas walks away. The following morning, Jonas is awakened by Frederick, who tells him that they have found Nina's dead body. The shock of seeing the dead girl causes Frederick to collapse, forcing him to go to the hospital. After returning home, Jonas confesses to Florian that he doesn't believe Nina would let the tide take her by surprise. Finding the whole thing suspicious, Jonas and his friends attempt to continue the research Nina was doing, but they find the pages missing. Taking a different approach, they check the school database and find Helena's old identity, informing them that she had died a long time ago. Meanwhile, Helena goes to see Frederick in the hospital and reminds him of her mother, who had had an affair with him. She tells him about the time when her mother had gone to speak to him, but she had never returned, drowning in the sea. Helena had always believed that Frederick had killed her mother, so he had taken revenge by causing the death of his entire family. As she confesses what she had done, Helena increases the dosage of Frederick's medication, so he would become more ill. The following morning, Helena comes over to Jonas's house with paramedics, who have decided Frederick should be cared for at home. When they're finally alone, Jonas confronts Helena about her mother, and she refrains from telling him anything. Going inside, she brings them coffee, and Jonas drinks it, unaware that she had put medication inside. After making sure he had drunk the poison, Helena confessed everything Frederick had done to her mother, telling him that she was his aunt. Once he was weak, Helena dragged Jonas's limp body into the pond by the house and attempted to drown him. Before she could succeed, Jonas hit Helena in the head and attempted to make his escape back to the house. Following him, Helena attempted to choke Jonas to death, but he managed to stab her in the chest with a piece of glass. After the incident, Frederick showed him the letter that Helena's mother had written him years ago with her confession. Devastated by the events, Jonas decides to leave the island to pursue a new life.